Ty rubbed his tired eyes as he checked the soil samples one last time. The clock on the wall showed 11:30 p.m. Everyone else had gone home hours ago from the remote research station, but Ty wanted to finish his work. His plants were showing strange growth patterns, and he needed to know why. He was pouring a fresh cup of coffee when the alarm started. Red lights flashed, and a loud siren filled the quiet lab. Todd dropped his mug, and it shattered on the floor. "Warning. Unknown aircraft detected." "Warning," said the computer voice over the speakers. Todd ran to the window. The night sky glowed with an unnatural blue light. Something massive was coming down from the clouds, something that was not from Earth. "This is not happening," Todd whispered to himself. His hand shook as he grabbed the emergency phone. No answer. He tried his cell phone next. No signal. The blue light grew brighter outside, and Ty felt the ground shake as something heavy landed in the field behind the lab. He should run and hide. But where? The research station was miles from the nearest town. Taking a deep breath, Ty grabbed a flashlight from his desk drawer. If he was about to meet aliens, he would face them with courage. The back door of the lab opened with a hiss. Cold air rushed in, carrying a strange smell like metal and spices. Ty stepped outside and pointed his flashlight toward the field. The ship was about the size of a bus. It had no wings or wheels, just a smooth, dark surface that reflected the moonlight. A door on its side slid open, and a ramp extended to the ground. Taz's heart pounded so hard he could hear it in his ears. He waited, gripping the flashlight tightly. A tall figure appeared at the top of the ramp. It moved with the grace of a dancer, but had the shape of a large lizard standing on two legs. As it came closer, Ty saw scales that shimmered like opals. The creature had yellow eyes with vertical pupils, like a cat's. "Human," the creature said in a voice that sounded like stones grinding together. "I am Era of the Vesh. We have been watching your planet for some time." Ty tried to speak, but no words came out. He cleared his throat and tried again. "I'm Ty. I'm a scientist. Why are you here?" Era's mouth opened in what might have been a smile, showing rows of sharp teeth. "To test your species, of course. The Galactic Federation requires it." "Test?" Ty asked, his mouth dry with fear. Era circled him slowly, her clawed feet making soft sounds on the grass. She was at least 7 feet tall, with powerful muscles moving under her scales. "You look even weaker than we thought," she said. "Humans have such a strange reputation. Some say you are dangerous. I think they are wrong." She leaned down until her face was inches from Ty's. Her breath smelled like hot metal. "You'll die in seconds, human," she hissed. Ty felt a wave of fear, but also something else. Pride. He was a human. He represented Earth, and he would not show fear to this alien. He took off his lab coat, tossed it aside, and stepped forward to face the alien creature. "We'll see about that," he said quietly. Era's yellow eyes narrowed at Ty's bravery. She had not expected this from a human. "Come," she commanded. "See what waits for your world." Ty followed her up the ramp into the alien ship. Inside, the walls glowed with a soft blue light. The air felt thick and warm, like a summer day before rain. "Why are you here?" Ty asked again. His heart still raced, but his voice stayed steady. Era pressed her clawed hand to a wall. A large screen appeared, showing Earth from space. "Your planet has resources we need," she said. "The Vesh travel the stars, looking for useful worlds." "And the people on those worlds?" Ty asked. Era made a sound like stones clicking together. It might have been a laugh. "They serve us, or they move aside." Tay's hands curled into fists. "Earth won't just move aside." "Then you must prove your worth," Era said. "The Galactic Federation has rules. Before any species can be taken over, they must have a chance to show their value." The screen changed to show strange beings from other worlds. Some had 4 arms, others had skin like metal or glass. They all looked strong and fierce. These are Federation members, Era explained. They earned their place through trials of strength, endurance, and intelligence. Your kind looks so weak compared to them. Tai studied the aliens on the screen. Yes, they looked strong. But humans had something too. We want to join this federation, not serve the Vesh, Ta said. Era's tail swished against the floor. Then a human champion must face our trials. If you pass, Earth joins the Federation with full rights. If you fail, your world becomes a Vesh mining colony. Toddy felt cold fear in his stomach. This was too big for one person. He was just a scientist who studied plants. He wasn't strong or special. There must be better champions on Earth, he said. Soldiers, athletes. No time. Era cut him off. Our ships are already moving into position around your world. We block all signals. No one knows we are here except you. She showed him another screen. Huge Vesh ships floated in space near Earth. Choose now. Face our trials or watch your world fall. Tai closed his eyes for a moment. He thought of his family, his friends, all the people of Earth who didn't even know the danger they were in. I'll do it, he said. I'll be Earth's champion. Era's mouth opened in her strange smile. Good. The first trial is strength. You will face Mach, our greatest warrior. A door slid open at the far end of the room. A massive Vesh stepped through. Mach stood 8 feet tall, with muscles like rocks under his green scales. He wore metal armor on his chest and arms. This is your champion, Mach asked Ara, looking down at Ta, a small, soft human. I'm all you get, Ta said, standing as tall as he could. Mach laughed, a sound like thunder. You'll die in seconds, human. Tai remembered his high school science teacher, who always said humans had one great strength. They adapted. Now he would need to adapt faster than ever before. When do we start? Tai asked. Now, said Ara. The combat arena is ready. As they walked deeper into the ship, Tai's mind raced. He had no chance in a fair fight against the massive alien. But maybe, just maybe, there was another way to win. The combat arena was a large round room with high walls. Strange aliens sat in rows above, watching with many eyes. They made excited noises when Ta walked in with Era and Mach. These are representatives from other worlds, Era explained. They come to watch the trials. Ta looked up at the crowd. Some aliens looked like giant insects. Others had blue skin or 4 arms. All seemed eager to see the fight. What are the rules? Tai asked. Simple, Era said. You and Mach fight until one cannot continue. No weapons. If you win, you pass to the second trial. Mach stretched his huge arms and grinned with all his sharp teeth showing. I will try not to kill you too quickly, human, he said. It would not be good sport. Era moved to a raised seat above the arena. Begin when ready. Tai felt sweat on his forehead. He had no chance in a fair fight, but maybe this wasn't about being fair. It was about surviving. He remembered something from his science classes. Reptiles like the Vesh would have evolved on a planet different from Earth. Their muscles and bones would be adapted to their world, not his. I'm ready, Ta said, taking off his jacket and stepping to the center of the arena. Mach charged forward with a roar. He was fast for his size, but Tai was faster. He dodged to the side just in time. Mach's claws missed him by inches. The alien crowd made loud sounds, surprised by the human speed. Mach turned and charged again. This time, Ta waited until the last second before dropping to the ground. Mach stumbled over him and crashed into the wall. Stop running and fight, Mach growled, getting back to his feet. I am fighting, Ta said, just not the way you expect. Mach swung his powerful tail. It caught Tai on the leg and sent him rolling across the floor. Pain shot through his body, but he forced himself to stand again. The fight continued this way for many minutes. Mach would attack, and Tai would dodge or roll away. Each time, Mach got a little slower. His breathing became harder. Ta noticed something important. The Vesh was tiring faster than he was. On Earth, humans had evolved to run long distances. They could outlast many animals through endurance. "You are weak," Mok said between heavy breaths. "Fight me properly." "This is how humans fight," Tai answered. "We wait for the right moment." Mok roared and charged again. This time, his movements were slower. Tai not only dodged but managed to push Mok as he passed. The big alien fell hard to the ground. Before Mok could rise, Tai jumped on his back. He remembered the pressure points from his basic self-defense class. Would they work on an alien? He had to try. He pressed his fingers hard into the base of Mok's neck, where it met the skull. The alien froze, then made a strange choking sound. "What is this?" Mok gasped. He tried to stand but couldn't move properly. "Human science," Ta said, keeping the pressure on the nerve point. "Our weakness made us learn about bodies, about how they work and how they fail." Mok struggled a few more seconds, then fell flat. He was not dead, but he could not fight anymore. The arena went silent. Then one alien started making a clicking sound. Soon, many joined in. It was applause, in their way. Era stood from her seat, her face showing shock. "The human wins the first trial," she announced, her voice cold. "Prepare for the second trial of endurance." As helpers carried Mok away, Tai caught his breath. He had won by being smarter, not stronger, by understanding his own strengths as a human. But he knew the next challenge would be even harder. Tai sat in a small room after his fight with Mok. His muscles ached, and a dark bruise was forming where the alien's tail had hit his leg. But he was alive. He had passed the first trial. The door slid open. Tai tensed, ready for more trouble. But the Vesh who entered was smaller than Era or Mok. Her scales were a lighter blue, almost white in places. She carried a small box with strange tools. "I am Hannah," she said. Her voice was softer than the other Vesh. "I am here to check your injuries and make sure you are ready for the next trial." Tai watched her carefully as she opened her box. "Are you a doctor?" "I study alien life forms," Hannah said. "I am a scientist, like you." She passed a humming device over his bruised leg. The pain eased a little. "How did you know I am a scientist?" Tai asked. "We watched your research station before landing," Hannah explained. "And you fought like a thinker, not a warrior." Most Vesh were surprised. Most Vesh, but not you. Hannah's eyes met his. "I have studied humans for many years. You are more interesting than my people believe." She worked in silence for a while, treating his bruises and checking for broken bones. Ta had many questions but waited for the right moment. "Why does Era want Earth so badly?" he finally asked. Hannah looked at the door, then lowered her voice. "The Vesh home world has few metals left. We need new mining planets. Earth is rich with what we need." "But why the trials? Why not just take what you want?" "The Galactic Federation has rules," Hannah said. "New planets must be given a chance to prove their worth." "But," she stopped. "But what?" "Not all Vesh respect these rules," she said quietly. "Some think they are a waste of time." Taya thought about this. Like Era. Hannah's tail twitched nervously. "I should not say more. But you should know something about the Vesh to help you in the next trials." She put her tools away and sat across from Ta. "The Vesh evolved on a planet with low gravity and many resources," she explained. "We never had to struggle much. Our bodies grew strong, but our minds..." She searched for the right word. "We stopped creating new things. We stopped adapting." "That's why you study other species?" Tai asked. "To learn how they adapt." Hannah nodded. "Humans interest me most. Your planet has high gravity, changing weather, and many dangers. You had to become clever to survive." "We call it evolution," Ta said. "Species change to fit their environment." "The Vesh have not evolved in a long time," Hannah said. "We think our strength makes us perfect." Ta smiled a little. That might be your weakness. Hannah's head tilted, a gesture of curiosity. Perhaps, but you should not underestimate the next trial. Jun is our fastest runner. The endurance test will push you to your limits. What can you tell me about Jun? Tai asked. She is proud and fast, but she burns her energy quickly, Hannah said. Like many Vesh, she has never learned to pace herself. The door slid open. Era stood there, her eyes narrow with suspicion. The human needs rest before the next trial, she said coldly. You are finished here, Hannah. Hannah gathered her things quickly. Before leaving, she glanced back at Ta. Humans are stronger than they appeared, she said, in ways the Vesh do not understand. As the door closed behind Hannah, Ta felt a new hope. He had an ally among the Vesh, and more importantly, he was beginning to understand his enemy. The next morning, Tai was taken to a small ship. Ara and several Vesh guards led him inside. The second trial will test your endurance, Ara explained. You and Jun will race across the surface of Kita, a desert moon. The ship rumbled as it took off. Through a window, Tai watched Earth grow smaller. His stomach tightened. He had never been to space before. How far is this race? He asked. 10 miles, Era said, across sand and rock. With changing temperatures, Jun has won every race she has ever run. A tall, lean Vesh approached them. Jun had darker green scales than the others and longer legs. She looked at Todd with cold eyes. This is my opponent, a soft human with no scales to protect him from the sun. I may surprise you, Ta said calmly. Jun laughed. Humans die quickly in harsh conditions. You will not finish the race. The ship landed with a soft bump. When the door opened, hot air rushed in. Ta stepped out onto the surface of an alien moon. The ground was orange sand, and strange rock formations rose in the distance. 2 suns burned in the purple sky. The race begins at the red line, Era said, pointing to a mark on the sand. You must reach the blue marker 10 miles ahead. The first to touch it wins. Ta looked around. The air was thin but breathable. The heat was intense. You may take water, Era added, handing each racer a small container. Nothing else. Tai and Jun walked to the starting line. Guards followed them, keeping watch. When the suns align, you start, Era called from the ship. Tai studied the landscape ahead. There were hills, flat areas, and what looked like patches of very hot sand. He would need to plan his route carefully. He thought of what Hannah had told him about the Vesh. They were powerful, but lacked endurance. Jun would start fast, but could she maintain her speed? Humans had evolved as persistence hunters. They could run for hours, sweating to cool their bodies. The Vesh, being reptile-like, probably could not sweat. The suns moved closer together in the sky. You will not last 1 mile in this heat, Jun said, stretching her long legs. We will see, Tai replied. The suns aligned, and Jun shot forward like an arrow. Her speed was amazing. Within seconds, she was far ahead of Ta. But Ta did not try to match her pace. Instead, he settled into a steady jog. He would save his energy. The first mile was hard. The heat pressed down on him, and the sand shifted under his feet. But he kept moving, taking small sips of water. Ahead, Jun was already climbing the first hill. Her form was perfect, her movements quick. But Ta noticed something. Her breathing was too fast. She was using too much energy too soon. By the 3rd mile, the gap between them had grown smaller. Jun was slowing down. Tai maintained his pace. The temperature changed suddenly as they entered a valley. It became cold with a bitter wind. Te's sweat froze on his skin. Jun's movements became stiff, her reptilian body struggling with the sudden cold. Keep moving to stay warm, Todd called to her as he passed. Jun hissed at him, but followed his advice. The race continued through changing zones of heat and cold. By mile 7, they were side by side. Jun was breathing hard, her scales dull with exhaustion. Tide was tired too, but he had saved enough strength for the final push. As they reached mile 9, Jun collapsed. Her legs gave out, and she fell to the hot sand. Tai stopped running. He looked at the finish line ahead, then back at June. She was not moving. He made his decision quickly. Turning back, he knelt beside Jun and offered her water. "What are you doing?" she gasped. "Finish the race." "Not without you," Ta said. "On Earth, we don't leave others to die, even competitors." He helped Jun to her feet. Together, they walked the last mile, reaching the blue marker together. The watching Vesh were silent with shock. Era's voice came over a speaker. "The human wins the second trial." "But we finished together," Ta said. "Jun would have died without your help," Era replied. "Your human compassion is strange to us, but it showed a different kind of strength." As they boarded the ship to return, Jun looked at Ta with new respect. "Perhaps humans are not as weak as we thought," she said quietly. Back on the Vesh ship, Tai rested in his small room. His body ached from the race, but his mind was busy thinking about the final trial ahead. 2 trials down, 1 to go. The doors slid open. Hannah entered carrying a tray of food and water. "You did well today," she said, placing the tray beside him. "No human has ever passed 2 Vesh trials before." "I had help," Ta said. "Your information about Jun was useful." Hannah looked nervous. "Era has ordered guards to watch me. She suspects I am helping you." "Are you in danger?" "Perhaps, but there is something more important happening." Hannah sat beside him and lowered her voice. "Not all Vesh want to take Earth as a mining colony. Some of us believe we should join with humans as partners." "Partners?" Ta was surprised. "Why?" "The Vesh have grown weak in their thinking," Hannah explained. "We rely too much on our physical strength. Our technology has not improved in hundreds of years." She pulled out a small device and showed Tai images of Vesh cities. They were beautiful but looked old, with nothing new or creative about them. "We need fresh ideas," Hannah continued. "Humans are full of them. Your people make new things all the time, always adapting and changing." "That's because we have to," Ta said. "Our world is always changing, so we must change with it." "Exactly. My group believes the Vesh need human creativity to grow again." She paused. "But Ara and her supporters want only your planet's resources, not your ideas." Tai thought about this. "So there are 2 Vesh groups with different plans for Earth." Hannah nodded. "And the final trial will decide which plan happens." "What is the final trial?" Tai asked. Before Hannah could answer, the ship's computer announced, "Warning, unauthorized communication detected." Hannah quickly stood up. "I must go. They are checking all rooms." "Wait," Ta said. "Tell me about the final trial." "It tests intelligence," Hannah whispered. "But Ara has changed it. It is meant to be impossible to solve." She rushed to the door, then turned back. "Remember, humans are good at seeing new solutions to old problems. That is your strength." After Hannah left, Ta heard loud voices in the hallway. He pressed his ear to the door. "You spend too much time with the human," Era's angry voice said. "What are you telling him?" "I am studying him," Hannah replied calmly. "That is my job as a scientist. Your job is to serve the Vesh, not help aliens." "Perhaps helping them helps us too," Hannah said. The voices moved away, but Ta had heard enough. The Vesh were divided about Earth's future, and he was caught in the middle. Later that day, Jun visited his room. Her scales had regained their shine after rest and water. "Why did you help me?" she asked without greeting. "You could have won easily if you left me." Ta smiled. "On Earth, we value life over winning, even the life of a competitor." Jun seemed confused by this idea. "Our teachers say humans are selfish and weak." "Maybe they don't know us very well," Ta suggested. Jun was quiet for a moment. "The final trial is tomorrow. It will be very difficult." "So I've heard." Era has ordered special guards to watch you, Jun said. She is afraid you will win. This surprised Ta. Why would she fear that? Because if Earth joins the Federation, her mining plans will fail. Jun moved toward the door. And many Vesh now watch you with interest. Your strange human ways make them curious. After Jun left, Tai sat thinking. He had made some allies among the Vesh, people who might help him win the final trial. For the first time since this began, he felt real hope. Not just for himself, but for Earth, and maybe even for the Vesh. The morning of the final trial arrived. 4 Vesh guards came to take Ta to a large room filled with strange machines and screens. Aliens from many worlds sat in raised seats around the edges, watching with interest. Era stood on a platform in the center. She wore formal armor that gleamed under the lights. The final trial tests intelligence, she announced to the crowd. The human must solve a planetary crisis using only the tools provided. A large screen lit up, showing a planet with 3 moons. Tai was led to a control panel with many buttons and switches. This is Zeta-9, a mining colony, Era explained. Its core has become unstable. You have 1 hour to prevent the planet from exploding and save the 10,000 miners. Ta looked at the complex panel. The symbols were alien to him, but some had been translated to Earth languages. You may begin, Era said with a cold smile. Tai studied the problem. The planet's core was overheating because of deep mining. He needed to cool it down or move the people to safety. But as he explored the options, he found problems with every solution. The escape ships were too few. The cooling systems were broken. The shields would not last long enough. After 30 minutes of trying different approaches, Tai realized something important. The problem had no solution. At least not with the tools he was given. He remembered Hannah's warning. Era had changed the trial to make it impossible. Tai looked around the room. The alien watchers were leaning forward, waiting for him to fail. But he noticed something else too. Some of the smaller aliens looked nervous, as if they had seen this test before. Can I ask questions? Ta called out to Era. You may, she replied. Has anyone ever solved this problem before? A murmur went through the crowd. Era's tail twitched with annoyance. No one has solved it alone, she admitted. That was the clue Ta needed. Alone. Humans rarely solved big problems alone. They'd work together, sharing ideas and skills. I request help, Tai announced. Era laughed. From whom? Your human friends are not here. From anyone who wishes to help, Ta said, is working together against the rules. The alien watchers began talking among themselves. A small blue alien with 4 arms stood up. I am Kel of Proxima. My people are engineers. I will help. Then another alien rose, this one tall and thin with skin like glass. I am Vox of Sirius. My people understand planetary cores. I offer my knowledge. Soon, 5 aliens had volunteered to help. They joined Ta at the control panel, each bringing different skills and ideas. This is not how the trial works, Era protested. An older Vesh in the crowd stood up. The rules do not forbid cooperation. Let them proceed. Working together, Tai and his new allies found a solution. They could not save the planet, but they could save the people by linking their ships together to create a larger evacuation system. With minutes to spare, they completed their plan. On the screen, the simulated miners were safely evacuated before the planet exploded. The room erupted in sounds of approval. The aliens stamped their feet or clapped their hands or made clicking noises with their mouths. The trial is complete, said the older Vesh who had supported Ta. The human has succeeded. But he cheated, Era hissed. He used help. He found a solution where there was none. The older Vesh replied. That shows true intelligence. Ta stepped forward. On Earth, we believe our greatest strength is working together. No one person has all the answers, but together we can solve problems that seem impossible. Many of the aliens nodded in agreement. Even some of the Vesh looked thoughtful. The human has passed all 3 trials, the older Vesh announced. Earth has earned its place in the Federation. As the crowd celebrated, Ty caught Hannah's eye across the room. She gave him a small smile that said more than words could. Earth was safe. For now. As the crowd celebrated Earth's victory, Era suddenly pointed at Hannah. "This is not a fair win," she shouted. The human had helped before the trial even began. The room grew quiet. All eyes turned to Hannah. "What do you mean?" asked the older Vesh. Hannah gave the human information about our ways. Era said, "She is a traitor to the Vesh." Guards moved toward Hannah. Ta stepped between them. "Is this true?" the older Vesh asked Hannah. Hannah stood tall. "I told him about Vesh biology and culture. That is not against the rules. It is when your goal is to help Earth instead of the Vesh," Era hissed. "Wait," Ta said. "Why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't helping Earth also help the Vesh?" The older Vesh looked interested. "Explain, human." "Hannah told me that the Vesh have stopped growing and changing," Ta said. "Your technology does not improve. Your culture stays the same. On Earth, we call that stagnation." Some of the Vesh muttered angrily, but others nodded in agreement. "Humans are always adapting," Ta continued. "We learn from other cultures and ideas. We get stronger by working with others, not by taking from them." The older Vesh turned to Era. "Is this why you changed the final trial to make it impossible? To ensure Earth would fail?" "I did what was necessary for our people," Era said. "We need Earth's resources." "But you broke Federation rules," said a new voice. A tall alien with shimmering skin stepped forward from the crowd. A symbol on its chest showed it was a Federation official. "The trials must be fair," the official said. "Changing them breaks our most basic laws." "I was following orders," Era said, suddenly nervous. "Whose orders?" the Federation official asked. Era hesitated. "General Dak's orders." Gasps filled the room. The older Vesh looked shocked. "General Dak was removed from power 2 years ago," the official said. "He tried to take over 3 peaceful planets against Federation rules. He still commands many Vesh ships," Era admitted. "We planned to take Earth quickly, before the Federation knew." "So the trials were just for show?" Tai asked. "You never intended to let Earth join the Federation." "Weak species should serve strong ones," Era said. "That is the natural order." The Federation official turned to the older Vesh. "Elder Cole, as the highest-ranking Vesh present, what do you say to this?" Elder Cole thought for a moment. "Era has broken our laws and brought shame to the Vesh. She will face justice." Guards moved to Era's side, but this time to arrest her. "Earth has fairly won its place in the Federation," Elder Cole announced. "And the Vesh who followed General Dak must be stopped before they harm more worlds." The Federation official nodded. "We will send ships immediately to protect Earth and arrest the rebel Vesh forces." As Era was led away, she glared at Ta. "This is not over, human. General Dak has many followers. They will not accept this defeat." Ta felt a wave of relief mixed with worry. Earth was safe from Era, but there were other threats out there. Han approached him. "You did what no one thought possible. You showed the Federation that humans belong among the stars." "I had help," Ta said, smiling at her. "From a Vesh who was willing to see beyond old ways." Elder Cole joined them. "Human, your people have earned their place among us. The Federation will send representatives to Earth to begin official relations." "What about those who followed General Dak?" Tai asked. "They will be found and stopped," Elder Cole promised. "Earth will be protected while your people adjust to this new reality." As the aliens dispersed to spread the news, Ta looked out a window at the stars. Somewhere out there was Earth, now part of something much bigger than humanity had ever imagined. The journey home would soon begin. And after that, a new chapter for all of Earth. 6 months had passed since Tai returned to Earth. The world had changed more in that time than in the last 100 years. He stood at the window of the new galactic embassy, watching ships from different worlds land and take off. Some carried traders bringing alien technology. Others brought teachers to share knowledge, or students eager to learn about Earth. Still hard to believe, is it not? Tay turned to see Hannah enter the room. As the new Vesh ambassador to Earth, she wore formal clothes in Earth style, though modified for her tale. "Some days I wake up thinking it was all a dream," Tay admitted. "For many Vesh, it was a wake-up call," Hannah said. "Learning that physical strength is not the only kind of power changed many minds." Ta nodded. After the trials, the Federation had sent ships to stop General Dak's forces. The rebel Vesh surrendered quickly when faced with the combined Federation fleet. Ara and the other leaders were being held for trial. "How is the joint research going?" Hannah asked. Ta smiled. As head of the new Human-Alien Science Initiative, he led teams of scientists from Earth and other worlds. They worked together on problems no single species could solve alone. "Better than expected," he said. "Humans are teaching aliens about adaptability and creative thinking. They teach us about advanced technology and the public reaction. Most people are excited," Ta said. "Some are scared. Change is never easy." They walked together to a large meeting room where representatives from 12 alien worlds waited. Jun was there too. After the trials, she had become a strong supporter of human-Vesh cooperation. "The Federation Council will vote next week on the Earth Protection Act," Elder Cole announced as they entered. "It will shield your world while you develop your space capabilities." "And what about the cultural exchange program?" asked the human diplomat. "Already approved," said the Federation official with the shimmering skin. "Students from Earth can now study on any Federation world, and alien students may come here." Todd listened as plans were made for Earth's future in the stars. Just months ago, humans had believed they were alone in the universe. Now they were part of a community of worlds. After the meeting, Ty and Hannah walked in the embassy garden. Plants from a dozen planets grew side by side, different but somehow working together. "I received a message from home today," Hannah said. "The new Vesh government is changing our education system. They want to teach young Vesh about adaptation and cooperation." "Your people are changing quickly," Ty observed. "We had to," Hannah replied. "The old ways nearly led us to war with the Federation. Now we have a chance to grow again." They stopped by a small tree that had been brought from the Vesh homeworld. Its blue leaves shimmered in the sunlight. "Do you remember what I said when we first met?" Hannah asked. "You said I would die in seconds." Ta smiled. "I truly believed it," Hannah admitted. "The Vesh were taught that humans were the weakest species in the galaxy. And now I believe humans may be the strongest, just not in ways we understood." Hannah looked up at the sky. "You have something we lost long ago. The ability to see new paths, new solutions." A group of children ran past them. Some human, some alien. They were playing a game together, making up rules as they went along. "That is the future," Ta said, watching them. Different species learning from each other, becoming stronger together than they ever could be apart. Hannah nodded. "The Vesh thought strength came from power over others. Humans showed us it comes from working with others." As the sun set, lights came on in the embassy. Earth's first starship was being built in orbit, a joint project with Federation engineers. Soon humans would travel to other worlds not as visitors, but as equals. "What happens next?" Hannah asked. Ta smiled. "That is the best part about humans. We never really know what happens next. We just keep moving forward, adapting, growing." "Together," Hannah added. "Together," Tai agreed. They stood side by side, watching the first stars appear in the evening sky, not as enemies, but as allies. Not as separate species, but as friends with a shared future among the stars.